One thing I will say is I drew up this bot study, and actually I got to hand it to the TRI crew because I was just sort of sitting there kind of like, oh, what the hell's going to happen? Are we going to bottom here? We're going to bottom. And then all of a sudden these M's all started forming, and the whole TRI site, all of you guys were like, oh boy, here we go. Oh, bearish bots. You got to look at this. And actually, this is a really good lesson in TA 101. Regardless of your opinion, right? All we're going to do is we're just going to look at this and just simply what we need to do is we need to ask ourselves, what's the market saying to us? Because at any given point in time, the market is always speaking to us. The question ultimately is, do you want to listen? And most of the time, most of us don't want to listen. But we have a dump here. Who can tell me? I'll make this nice and easy for you. What letter of the alphabet is this low? Straight down, straight up. There it is right there. What letter of the alphabet is that? Our V's, and it looks like all you guys in the Hangout are here with me. I don't know whether someone like Tolga can understand this yet. But in essence, that's not enough for us to call this a pivot. Or no, I shouldn't say that. It's not enough for us to call this a well, for lack of a better term, a bottom. V bottoms by definition, right? We actually want to hunt W's, which are actually nothing more than one V and another V, two V's. So that's actually what we really, and ideally, you know, Brian, I'm a chicken shit by nature. I actually want to see three V's, ideally, especially with something like the bot trend continuation trade. This is what I need to see for me to believe that, okay, it looks like the market has actually indeed turned the corner and it's heading higher. We call this market structure. So you can also take the other side of the equation. What does, and unfortunately it doesn't look like a letter of the alphabet, but what does that look like? If you said upside down V, cool. Is that the sign of a market top? The answer is no. What do we want to see? Well, we really want to see, you know, and ideally, remember Brian, he's a chicken shit. What I want to see is I actually want to see three upside down V's all in a row, all saying that, hey, we repeatedly went up and we just kept getting rejected. And then finally, boom, we failed through all these lows. All right, so this is just technical analysis 101. Keep it really, really simple. So you look at this image and I see a V and a V and a V and a V. And even off of here, a V and a V, and then another V, and another V, and then another V, and then another V, and then all of a sudden something happened right here. All of these V's, and it could have gone the other way, right? We could have gone up through here, where all of these V's actually form a W. Woohoo! And up we go. The market is actually speaking to us. This is incredibly valuable information. But that's not what we got, is it? We got the exact opposite, where all of these V's actually turned into new M. Ouch, that went through that low, right? That low was 28.01. This low, 27.67. Oh, crap. And then, so, you know, I'm constantly asking, well, are we Ving or are we going to W or are we going to M? And how can I, you know, clearly this is already an existing downtrend. So if I start getting a whole bunch of M's, then, you know, those are bearish. That's bearish market structure. Maybe it sets up the trend continuation trade. So, yeah, basically the M started coming in. What was really interesting about this is It had a big M that came in right here. Boom, 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 bang. See you later. So at this point, you should be going, oh boy, well, and really I did a number of different measurements. I did a measurement off of this high down to this low and then projected it off of these highs, but it actually took us down into a negative number. So that's probably not realistic to use to set up a trade. So what I had to do was just sort of figure out, okay, number one, you see where the M is. So if we just sort of, just arbitrarily draw, saying the A to B of our harmonic pattern, bot setup, right? And this can be any low to any high. But remember that if this is an A, B, C, D, then this is just going to replicate. So we can, we have the bot setup levels here. 33.66. That didn't quite hit 33 either. So I'd be a little bit about that. I like this reaction high, and that's why I drew it off of that. It's a nice sharp high and then boom, straight down. So that to me looked like a pretty good A, B, C, D. Then what I really want to do is I want to say, okay, well, if this is one leg and we have another leg, does the market itself respect these levels, and does the market itself set the trade up? And that's basically what this is, right? I just duplicated this. Plunk it on top of there and change the levels to the bot levels, right? And that's what this is, 25%, 50%, 66, 100%. And basically the bot trading model, really what it wants you to try and do is hunt, and if a bearish one, hunt an M with 3 lower highs. So you got lots of defense of your trade. And lo and behold, can you guys see, look how politely this trade set itself up. I couldn't believe this when I saw this. After already establishing this big M, I'm an M, I'm bearish, I'm pointing down. This M here, right? Who can help me answer this? And of course I do this so new people can understand this a little better. What are we supposed to think if we ever see the market smiling at you? And this is just another analogy of the M. That's bearish, right? The market is always talking to us. The market's always speaking. It's just a question of, do you want to respect the information that the market is telling you? That right there is a very big, you better watch out, I'm about to slap you. I'm sorry. But what was really cool about this was I threw on the bot levels, and you notice that the short entry is like down here. Ugh, yuck. I don't want to go short there. All I did was I just let the market breathe, right? There's that 30-minute chart. Just let the market breathe a bit. And lo and behold, right there is the bot short entry level. You can see it. 25% of the anticipated move, 29.81. And look at what happened here. I mean, you literally couldn't write this any better. And like I said, what I was super impressed with was I've gotten the message through to you people. So, middle of, I think it was, you see what time it is there, 11 o'clock. In fact, yeah, it was getting pretty late. I think that was last evening. I can't remember. Just the most beautiful M right off the damn bot level. And what was interesting about this is this M now confirmed. So now we've got 1 high, 2 highs, 3 highs, 4 highs to risk against, right? Your stops all the way up there. And you got this, look at this candle here. This was so textbook. It was ridiculous. Look how the market finished here. Now, it could have just puked right out and gone straight down. But no, look at what they did. They opened it up. Remember, the sell signals are already in. All the levels, everything is all coalesced. They opened the market up. They went beep. They took it up into the level. And really the killer trade level is to hit those candle body lows right in there, right against that trend line. But hell, let's not quibble about this. This is why I often like to do the bot, is I would just say, I got to be short from this number, 29.81, damn it. So look how they did this. It was just so textbook. They just beep, opened it up, brought it up into this level, And then as soon as you saw any signs of reversal and this thing failing, the whole thing just collapsed. And I even put a tweet out last night right here. And I said, if they take out this this low, 2350, if they take that low out, you might just see the floodgates open right up. And sure enough, look at that. They took it out and this thing just dropped like a rock, 10 bucks. Boosh. What's so cool is look at where it counter trend rallied. Remember, we drew this trend line off of that high and that high, just basically lower highs and lower lows. And look how nicely it corresponded with these highs. And then look, and this is why it's so important when you draw these trend channels, is you want to ask, is the market actually respecting the levels? Remember, I drew this trend channel off of that point, and this point over here. Right, boom. I go boom, boom, and then drag it back off of that low. That's how we teach in our education program.